All right, we are back in Silent Hill. Ooh, Harry's got to back up all weird because I've got to get used to tank controls yet again. So, we're going to do a little bit of exploring because if I remember right, we can't go straight to the school. We have to, like, kind of maneuver around to get there. So, um, we're going to talk a little bit about survival horror while we're playing. Namely, sort of a quick history of survival horror to talk about Silent Hill. Oops, I didn't mean to do that again. So, it really depends on who you ask of like what the first survival horror video game was to talk about the lineage, if you will, of survival horror. Um, uh, uh. Now, I don't think they can get me if I open the map. So, uh, we already looked for Cheryl down that alleyway, didn't we? Yeah, because we should have the... Oh, please don't kill me while I'm looking at stuff. Yeah, because we have the two school thing. Okay. Nope, I actually didn't mean to do that, but... Fuck. Um... Run! Um... So it really depends on who you ask. I think... Because some people consider the first survival horror to be Jesus. I think we're accidentally going down the alleyway, but we'll just turn around when we get to the end of this. Um... Or actually... I think we can go in here. I think, because some people consider the first survival horror to be like the first 3D polygon rendered game. I don't think the graphics actually matter that much. I think it just is what game spooked you the most. And that would be 1981, so quite a long time ago. And that would be an Atari game called Haunted House. What is this? Oh. Well, we're doing this a little out of order, but it doesn't matter. We got chased down here. That's all that matters. Um, and that is a game where it's literally just like black with polygon, not even polygon, just like rectangular 2D walls, and your character is a floating pair of eyes. And the eyes roll around when you get hit. Um, and you're trapped in a haunted house, and there's like flying like bats and stuff that can hit you. Where do we end up going? There's like flying bats and stuff that can hit you. There might be ghosts, maybe. Am I going? Hold on. Okay, cool. There might be ghost, but yeah, that's probably the oldest non-text-based game because they're text-based games have been around since like the 70s actually. Like where there's no graphics, there's just like choose your own adventure style things. Um, and then there was a personal favorite of mine, which is Uninvited, which was 1987, I want to say. Oh no. I'm trying to go to the convenience store. 1986 or 1987, I think. Ah! Where's the convenience store? Isn't there a convenience store around here? Get away from me. Um, let me go in the convenience store so I can think. Oh, that's a house. Get away from Harry. Harry does not like to be eaten. Because I swear, maybe it's, hmm. Get away from me. Where's the, I swear there's a convenience store over here. It says it on the map anyway. Um, oh. Perhaps this is it. No? Really? I'm trying to go... Are you sure? Because this seems like a convenience store. Or is this the convenience? Ah, this. Okay, this is definitely a convenience store. Go inside before the thing gets you. And Uninvited was sort of based a lot more on those text-based games that I mentioned, where there was no graphics. So it had like a lot of text to explain what was going on, but it actually did have like just 2D flat images. And you had like an inventory, and you could do actions and things. And that one starts with your car crashing outside of a haunted mansion where you end up getting trapped. So it's kind of a precursor to Silent Hill in that you end up in that environment because you crashed your car. And then there was Project Firestart, which was 1989, and I don't think that was on the Atari. I think it was on the Commodore 64. And that one's a sci-fi horror game where you're trapped on like a research station in orbit. Then there was Sweet Home, which isn't actually a survival horror. It's and this is not an exhaustive list. I'm just naming off sort of what I remember of horror history and such. Sweet Home wasn't a survival horror by definition because it was a horror RPG that was released in Japan. However, it's worth noting because I'm looking for items. It was a huge influence on Resident Evil because you were trapped in a mansion. There were supernatural entities. I swear that there's more stuff here. I thought that was wait, over here. Aha. And there's like supernatural creatures inside and such. And then there was arguably the first true survival horror, which was Alone in the Dark. Good, there's a save point here. Let's save over this one. Yes. Alone in the Dark was 1992, I want to say. Can we take money from the registers? No. Okay. Harry's not interested. Harry's a good man. Harry doesn't steal. I don't remember the name of the company, but it was a division of Atari that released Alone in the Dark. It was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft and like George Romero zombies and such. And again, you're trapped in a haunted mansion. Is this everything I can get in here? There's a copy machine over here. Look at that. I swear there was like bullets. Oh, hold on. There was like magazines I could look at. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the very edge. Turn slowly. Walk forward just a... Oh, dang. Hold on. Maybe I had to come over here to see it. No. Okay. Well, whatever. So... Oh. Harry. Alright, there's a guy outside. Let me figure out where I'm going to go next so I can just run there. Because I wanted to gather some items. So, yeah, I don't think we can go to the elementary school yet. I think we have to get keys. We had to get 3 keys, and they all have to do with the Wizard of Oz. So, because the one we got was the Tin Woodman. Let's just try to go towards the school and see what happens. So yeah, Alone in the Dark, highly, highly influential horror game. Mostly because it was the first to have 3D polygons and such. So it made it a little bit more the wrong effing way. I'm not good with directions, and I'm especially not going to be good in this world of polygons. It was scarier essentially because you could see more of what was going. I didn't mean to do that. I keep doing that. Instead of running, I tap the map button. Instead of it was scarier because you could see more of what was going on because it was like 3D rendered. Now, did I say it was well 3D rendered for the time? Yes, but if you were to play it now, you would probably think it was garbage. We'll just go ahead and run down to Matheson. And then, of course, there was Resident Evil, released by Capcom in 1996, where, again, you're trapped in a mansion, and there's zombies and zombie creatures-ish. I'm using zombie as kind of a shorthand because they're zombies. Like, let's be real. Okay, we're almost to Matheson. And then I think I go this way. Am I going the right way? I am not. That's fine. And there was a bunch of horror movies. Not horror movies. There was a bunch of horror games, especially survival horror, released in the 90s. There was Clock Tower 1 and 2. There was Parasite Eve. There was Resident Evil 2, which almost did what Silent Hill 1 does in that you're in a town. Instead of... I mentioned in all those games, like, you're trapped in a mansion, you're trapped in a space station, to kind of point out that all of them were in very limited environments. Resident Evil 2 was one of the first games to try to give you a whole town to explore, but it didn't quite do what Silent Hill did in that you weren't really truly free to explore all the environments, and it wasn't one big... Oh no, I don't need to turn down this way. I need to go this way. So I need to go straight. It wasn't truly one big environment. It was like one screen at a time. Here we go. And we have the giant chasms in the earth, just like in Silent Hill 2. Dog Street, 11th Street. Dog House, 11th Street. What's this say? Is that it? Harry, can we walk into the abyss? And as I mentioned in my Silent Hill 2 walkthrough, one of the reasons why it's not just a sort of environment thing to show that you're cut off from the world, it's also sort of a lot of Japanese horror has things about natural disasters sort of woven throughout it. I wrote a paper that I presented at several conferences about how, since Japan is hit with so many natural disasters influence a lot of their horror, and this is kind of what the earth would look like after a major earthquake. So yeah, what was I talking about? Resident Evil 2, I think? Can I go this way? I hear that radio, but... Oh, okay. I think we need to go to 11th Street now. Oh, we're almost going there. Okay, cool. So, yeah, it sort of... Yeah, you would move screen to screen, but... and you were in Raccoon City, which is a town, actually, but... so, yeah, it's not one environment. Raccoon City. It's like you move screen to screen and explore that way. Sort of each screen loads a new environment. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to explain this while I'm... Oh shoot, hold on. Let me actually... I'm not good with the pipe. Let's actually equip the gun. Okay. Ah, dang it. Come on. For fuck's sake. Harry. Stop. What? Why are you jumping? You know what? Forget it. I need to get far enough away that I can actually shoot this dumb thing. Well, I shot it once. There we go. God damn. Oh god, there's another one over there. God damn it. You know what? I don't want to lose all my bullets. So, we're gonna heal. No, we're gonna heal real quick. That's what I get for trying to talk during a game. I don't like the pipe, though. The timing on it sucks. But I also don't want to lose all my bullets, because I'm not great at this. Wow. Come on, Harry. Come on. You know what? If I die here, I'm just gonna reload. For fuck's sake. Hit the fucking dog! I can't hit things with the pipe. I just can't. We're gonna have to try the gun again. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, we need to stomp on him. Harry, stomp on it. Harry? You're not gonna stomp on it? Okay. Harry? These controls. There we go. Now shrivel up. Okay. So, we're looking for a doghouse on Levin Street. Are we still on Levin Street? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so then, there's like a bunch of other horror games that came out in the 90s and 80s. There was like, a bunch of stuff based on horror films that like weren't super successful. I think there was like 2 or 3 that they tried to be based on Halloween, the movie. And there was, here we go. I will get better at combat in this game, I promise. I will, I don't know, maybe I'll practice off screen or something. There was, I want to say there was a game in the either 80s or early 90s that was based on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, too. Well, I'm going to need health items because I'm not great at the combat in this game. Anyway, and then a bunch of stuff happened, and then Silent Hill was released in 1999 by Konami. And it was... This is the game we're playing now, clearly. And it just did a lot of things different that other survival horror games did not. For instance, you're not... Oh, look at his legs going through the table. You're not trapped in a small environment the way you were in the other games. Like I said, a lot of them, it was like, this happens, and you're trapped in a mansion. This happens, and you're trapped in a space station. It was kind of, like I said, the only one that I can think of off the top of my head, nobody come in here with some obscure reference of like, well, actually, there was a French Polynesian game that was released in 1996. The first game that I can think of that sort of gave you a semi-open world environment, and of course the way that they tried to disguise the fact that they couldn't really pull off the render distance was by creating the fog. But another thing that Silent Hill did more than the other ones did, okay, use the Key of Woodman. Cool. Accidentally already got that one. Was it relied a lot more on psychological horror than just jump scares and monsters. Something written on the map hanging on the wall. Keys for Eclipse. Copied it to the map. Cool. So where do we need to go next, Harry? Okay. So Elroy Street, down the alley behind the cafe, and then past the convenience store. Okay. I'm gonna try to avoid fights if I can. I'm not kidding that I think I'm gonna practice fighting off screen. Because that's pathetic. And Harry doesn't deserve that. Actually, you know what? Let's save. Let's save because there's a Silent Hill 2 pulled off. Yeah, let's do a different save for this one. Yeah. Silent Hill 2 kind of just did everything Silent Hill 1 did, but better and deeper. Silent Hill 1 does rely a lot more on psychological horror than other survival horror games. But Silent Hill 2 was the game that like really took it, like cranked it up to 11. But because like, you know, nothing's happening right now in the game. Like, think about it. Like, there's no monsters right now. We killed the 2 dogs that were here. Yes, we struggled to kill them, but we did kill them. And we're just in this town with fog, and there's creepy atmospheric sound playing. It's scary. Like, nothing's happening, but it's scary. And this was one of the first games to kind of employ that kind of fear factor. So, It was, and a lot of reviewers, when Silent Hill 1 came out, they didn't really know what to make of it. Um, because a lot of them, like, tried to compare it to Resident Evil. You know, they would say, like, you know, Resident Evil is a lot more action packed, so, like, Silent Hill sucks, essentially. But they also couldn't really deny the fact that it's a scary game. Even when there's nothing happening, it's a really scary game. And they didn't really know how to quantify that. They couldn't say, like, you know, oh, you know, like, you're attacked by monsters in this room, and then this happens, and then this happens. Just wandering around the town itself is unsettling and creepy. Obviously, we have a monster chasing us right now. Strafe! Serpentine! Serpentine! Okay. Okay, so we just keep going straight. So yeah, it was a influential game in that it was doing something different. It was something new, brought to survival horror. And that kind of is, even now, sort of the branching of, like, sort of the kinds of survival horror you can play started with that main split between Resident Evil and Silent Hill, which was, does your survival horror rely more on action, or does it rely more on dread? And I don't know about you guys, but I am more of a fan of the games that rely on dread. I just think they're swell. I'm just making sure there's no items on top of the trash cans. They're just neat. I like them. I feel like there is a place where there's a health drink on top of a trash. There may be multiple areas, actually, where there's a health drink on top of a trash can. I'm going off of a really vague recollection that I have of this game. Oh boy. Are you it? No. Okay. I'm walking slow because I'm, like, looking at stuff. I'm looking for items because I'm going to need them. Okay, nothing there. It's weird that bird monster, which I believe they're called air screamers, I want to say. This may actually be the one that we already got, because we were chased down here by an air screamer. And I think the dogs are called... Is it the dogs that are called groaners? Maybe it's something else. They're not called they're called something else, like in the, like, lore or whatever. Yeah, I think we already got the one in the alleyway. So we'll just keep going straight and see what happens. A lot of the puzzles in this game have to do with like, stories for children, because the keys we're gathering now have to do with the Wizard of Oz, which, by the way, I saw Wicked during my holiday break, like the Wicked Part 1, I guess, and it was so good. Do we keep going? The arrow does... Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. Get away from me! Yes, Hammer Memo. Get away from me. Take the item. Okay. Key of Lion, yes. Now run. Luckily, Harry can outrun those things pretty easily, as long as you kind of serpentine a little. I do remember doing that a lot when I played this game. Was serpentining a lot. Okay, where do we go now? Oh, okay, cool. I accidentally went the right way. Yeah. Serpentine. I don't believe you can break the windows in this game like you can in Silent Hill 2, although I'm very itching to, like, try to. So yeah, that was a brief little history of survival horror. Obviously, I missed some games. That's not all the games. There's probably quite a lot that I missed, especially in the 90s. The 90s was kind of a boom for survival horror. Okay. Harry, don't do your weird little jump. Am I past the circle? No, it had a... it's coming back. I'm looking carefully because these polygons, man, make it kind of hard to see. There is a key here, but I don't know. I can't see it. Oh, you know what? I remember this. That was why I couldn't see it. Harry knew it was there, but I didn't know it was there. Key of Scarecrow. But yeah, just take note that a lot of the puzzles have to do with little kid stories and stuff. Like The Wizard of Oz. Especially games that, or not games, sorry, stories that prominently feature a little girl as one of the characters. So yeah, just put that in your noggin and just roll it over. Think about it. Okay, I gotta check and make sure I'm not going the entirely wrong way. I'm not. I can keep going this way. Serpentine. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of retro horror games and, well, retro horror games and old horror movies and stuff and the history of them and things. And so I love talking about like old horror games and one of the games I'm currently designing right now is because I on the side do horror games and such. Not horror games, just video games in general, is a sort of love letter to those really old text-based, sort of like Uninvited, the game that was released in 1987. I don't know why I can't remember that one. But is this the right way? Yes. Finally, I turned the right way. But it's sort of based on those kinds of games of like where it's mostly text-based and the images just sort of give you like a vague, pixelated idea of what's going on. So yeah, I think when that one gets released, maybe I'll make a video about it on here and just be like, hey, I have a game coming out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open this door, and then we're going to save, and then I think I'm gonna call it for today. We just had a little lesson on the history of survival horror. I was bad at gaming again, so I think that's good. I think we'll call it a day. So I will see you guys next time. Harry, calm down.